this looks like, but I'm not a criminal. I may be trespassing and stealing somebody's personal property, but it's for a good cause, I promise. This all started about 2 days ago.
What? The bet case? That story was killed a long time ago. We have to get our newspaper published and posted by next Tuesday. I want the Miss Drainsworth's Roses story on my desk by tomorrow. We can't risk our reputation because another one of your hunches, Bella.
Come on, Miss Peterson. I know my hunches have been wrong, but please, give it a chance. I know there's something fishy going on there, Miss Peterson. I can just feel it.
No, Bella. I don't want to hear of this again. Now go get me the Strainsworth story.
But...
No buts, Bella Jean. The people want to know what's going on with the crazy woman. I don't want to hear a word about this bet case anymore. Get your article done and finished. Do you understand?
Bye, Miss Peterson. Just fine.
Good. I'm glad we have an understanding.
I know I can't only go off of pure intuition, but there's something about this story. This is when I made my first mistake. Fresh into college and my journalism career with superstitions galore, I was being stubborn. Maybe it was because I am young and that's just what we kids do, but I couldn't help I couldn't help but feel there was more to the story. I had to know. I had heard of the case. It was old and most had forgotten about it, but there was so much mystery about it that I couldn't keep my mind off of it. A banker, Anton Pavlovich, and a lawyer, Anton Chekhov, made a bet, one that seemed frivolous and frighteningly illogical to one, and practically genius to another. If the lawyer stayed for exactly 15 years in solitary confinement, the banker would give him $2 million, which is quite a bit of money. Some hours before the lawyer could finally leave, he escaped and disappeared. The banker told everyone that he didn't know a thing about his disappearance, but I don't buy it. The lawyer was right in the banker's backyard. Recently, the lawyer popped up, and I just knew I had to find out what happened. I had to before anyone else did.
Hey, what's up? Something happened at work again?
Yeah, it was Miss Gemma Peterson. She always shuts down my stories. She should have let me follow the hunch I had today. Why doesn't she ever listen to me?
You know she's stubborn and critical. And I mean, your last hunch wasn't a huge success either. Can you really blame her? You always say that you think something is going on, and nothing ever is. What's your hunch this time, anyway?
Well, you know the old bet that was made about if the death penalty was better than being held prisoner?
Oh, I think I remember you telling me about that. It's really old. Didn't they solve that already?
Well, they say that there was nothing to be solved. Apparently, the man couldn't handle being captive any longer. He just had to get out. It doesn't make sense for him to just leave 5 hours before the deadline, though. He only had 5 hours left. People say there was one witness who said they saw the banker there that night. What do you think?
Really? Well, I don't know. It's so old. But you know what? If you're really serious about this and you really think something is going on, go for it. Who knows? Truth is stranger than fiction. You could be uncovering something no one would ever even think of.
Well, the only problem is that I can't really ask to interview Mr. Pavlovich if Mrs. Peterson doesn't approve it. I will have to go get proof to convince her to let me follow the story.
Okay. Need some help? You know how good I am at research.
Really? You'll help me? Thanks so much, Nicole. Otherwise, Miss Peterson would wonder why I don't have anything on the Strainsworth story. If you find anything, please let me know. I have to go interview Miss Strainsworth about the Rose case and get a quote.
Of course. What kind of friend would I be if I didn't? Do you know the banker's or lawyer's name? I'll get to it as soon as I finish my physics essay. Talk to you later.
The banker's name is Anton Pavlovich, and the lawyer's name is Anton Chekhov. Thanks again. Bye.
Click.
And I'm off to Miss Strangeworth's. While I was interviewing Miss Strangeworth, I found she said something really interesting. She said she wanted to keep her town pure and good without ruining her reputation. It got me thinking, what if started shooting off like firecrackers? Little did I know that I was in for a treat. I wonder, what if the banker, for whatever reason, had to win the bet? What if Anizim threatened Amnea into leaving? Oh my gosh, how did I not think of this before? But what reason could that be? Hello?
You will not believe what I just found out, Bella. Before the lawyer disappeared, the banker's revenue and business was on the decline. Anison was losing money fast, and that $2 million debt could have put him into bankruptcy. You know what this means, right?
Yeah, I do. I was just thinking about that. The banker might have threatened him into leaving. If the lawyer hadn't popped up, I would have thought that the banker might have killed him.
Man, this is so exciting. We're like two detectives getting knee-deep into a case.
I know. This is what I've been waiting for in my journalism career. But I still don't have enough information to interview them or convince Miss Peterson to let me interview or even publish the story.
I'm sure there's something we can do about it. Also, I found both Anison's and Amnaya's home addresses. If we go then...
This is when I made my second mistake. When the idea to break in Anison's home came to me, I didn't think of any possible consequences or whether or not I would even find anything. I only thought of how marvelous and how possibly beneficial the story it could be, how far I could get with the information hidden in his home. In hindsight, maybe I should have listened to Nicole.
We could interview the surrounding neighbors on Saturday.
No, we have to break into Anison's home. Yes, we do. I'm sure there's something in there that will tell us anything about the case.
What? Are you crazy? Breaking into someone's house? Taking property? That's illegal, Bella. We could ruin our reputations like that. Say goodbye, college. Say goodbye, jobs. No way, Bella.
Oh, come on. This is a chance of a lifetime. Readers will eat this story up, Nicole. Just think, ambitious journalist Bella Jean and aspiring physicist Nicole Carr uncover an old mystery from Russia. We're ride or die friends, right?
I don't know about this.
You don't even have to come inside with me. Just wait outside for me. All you will have to do is drive me home.
Fine, I'll do it, but only because you're my friend and we have to support each other's ideas. Even if your idea is completely insane.
Thank you so much, Nicole. Call you later?
Yeah, talk to you later.
After that, I made dinner and got my ideas together for the Strangeworth case. Nicole called again, and we decided that we would meet on Friday afternoon to discuss our plans for Saturday. When Friday came, we researched and planned like our lives depended on it. As we researched, we found that there were a few key things we learned about the case, like the fact that the watchman had left the lawyer's prison for shelter from rain, and that someone had heard the old banker calling for the watchman. Nicole eventually figured out that the banker would have been there the night before and the morning of the lawyer's disappearance. After a short recess for lunch and some girl talk, we got to planning the break-in. We decided on dressing in all black, using earpieces to communicate, and a definite schedule. At 8 p.m., Nicole would pick me up and drive me to Anizim's home. We would arrive by 10 p.m. with flashlights, rope, and any other survival materials we might need. While Nicole stayed outside in the getaway car, I would head inside and look for any information. And that's exactly what we did. We're here.
I can't believe we're actually about to do this.
Okay, so we're clear on the plan, right?
Yep. You go inside and get information, and I stay outside as lookout and getaway driver.
Great, I'm heading in. This is when I made my last mistake. I broke the lock, which I had just found out how to do the night before, and broke in. This man had a lot of money, so I expected a lot of security. I did see a few men, but not as much as I expected. I knew whatever secrets he had would be in his room. So I quietly crept up the stairs to make sure no one heard me. Once I reached his room, I began to look for evidence. Anything, I thought to myself. Just one tiny piece of evidence to convince Miss Peterson to let me interview him. Time flew by and still nothing.
You done yet? He's going to be home any minute.
No, not really.
Well, you better hurry up.
I mean, I haven't found one piece of evidence.
What? I'm sorry, but you need to get out of there now.
I can't. I need to find some sort of evidence.
Well, time's up. Pavlovich's limo is pulling in. You are really going to risk your whole career, your life, on a story?
Suddenly, I saw exactly what I was looking for. It was a safe. It couldn't be filled with money. It was too small. Also, Nicole and I had heard that he keeps it in his bank. It had to be filled with something he didn't trust anyone to keep safe but himself. It had to be some secret, a piece of the puzzle. But should I break into his safe? Is that the best option? Well, I've already broken his house, so... Aha! This is exactly what I need.
Well, you better hope so. He just walked inside.
Alright, I'm heading.
What is that?
I think I triggered an alarm.
What? How?
No time to explain. The next thing I knew, I was running for my life. I ran out of the room and tried going downstairs. But one of his security guards saw me and began barreling up the stairs towards me. I tried to outrun him. Look, I'm not an unhealthy person. I just don't run all the time, so I'm not super fast. The guard was, though. He began gaining on me, and quick. There was only one place to go, the banker's room. So I ran in there, and I was about to shut the door when I was shot in the calf. Then I ran outside, not thinking, I jumped. So here I am, present day, about to fall to my death. Okay, not my death, but it was painful nonetheless. Once I hit the ground, I felt as if every bone in my body was broken. But I had to get up and get to Nicole. I limped my way to the car as quick as possible. Inside the car now, I could finally rest. Drive!
What happened? Your signal cut out. Are you bleeding?
Yes. Just drive for now. I'll tell you about it when we get home to my apartment. I need to rest for now. I think I slept the rest of the way. By 1 a.m., we were back at home. Thank goodness Nicole took that zombie apocalypse survival class. With about 2 aspirins, I watched as Nicole sews up my calf. He keeps mumbling, I can't believe this. What were you thinking? And what if the police are after us right now? After that, we read the letter that the banker had hidden away for not a soul to see. Tomorrow at 12 o'clock, I regain my freedom and the right to associate with other men. But before I leave this room and see the sunshine, I think it is necessary to say a few words to you. With a clear conscience, I tell you, as before God, who beholds me, that I despise freedom and life and health and all that your books is called the good things of the world.
For 15 years I have been intently studying earthly life. It is true I have not seen the earth nor men, but in your books I have drunk fragrant wine, I have sung songs, I have hunted stags and wild boars in the forest, have loved women, beauties as ethereal as clouds. created by the magic of your poets and geniuses, have visited me at night, and have whispered in my ears wonderful tales that have sent my brain in a whirl. In your books I have climbed to the peaks of Elbrus and Mont Blanc, and from there I have seen the sun rise and have watched it at evening flood the sky, the ocean, and the mountain tops with gold and crimson. I have watched from there the lightning flashing over my head and cleaving the storm clouds. I have seen great green forests, fields, rivers, lakes, towns. I have heard the singing of the sirens and the strains of the shepherds' pipes. I have touched the wings of comely devils who flew down to converse with me of God. In your books I have flung myself into the bottomless pit, performed miracles, slain, burned towns, preached new religions, conquered whole kingdoms.
Your books have given me wisdom. All the unresting thought of man has created in the ages is compressed into a small compass in my brain. I know that I am wiser than all of you, and I despise your books. I despise wisdom and the blessings of this world. It is all worthless, fleeting, illusory, and deceptive like a mirage. You may be proud, wise, and fine, but death will wipe you off the face of the earth as though you were no more than mice burrowing under the floor. And your posterity, your history, your immortal geniuses will burn or freeze together with the earthly globe.
You have lost your reason and taken the wrong path. You have taken lies for truth and hideousness for beauty. You would marvel if, owing to strange events of some sorts, frogs and lizards suddenly grew on apple and orange trees instead of fruits, and if roses began to smell like a sweating horse. So I marvel at you who exchange heaven for earth. I don't want to understand you.
To prove to you in action how I despise all that you live by, I renounce the 2 million of which I once dreamed as of paradise, and which now I despise. To deprive myself of the right to the money, I shall go out from here 5 hours before the time fixed, and so break the compact.
How interesting. He seems to hate the world. I used to be like that.
I don't really know what to make of this. Let's not jump to any conclusions. This does show there is a big story here. I have to show this to Miss Peterson first thing Monday morning. We went to bed shortly after reading the letter. It was very hard for me to sleep with the piercing pain in my calf, the cut on my face stinging, and every part of my body aching. On Monday morning, I was filled with so much excitement that I barely noticed the pain. As I could that morning, and showed Miss Peterson exactly what I found.
How did you get this? Oh, never mind. I don't want to know. I can guess it's the reason why you limped your way in here. Well, this definitely shows there's more to this story than meets the eye. I guess I can give you permission to get an interview.
Yes!
And I will let you write and publish the story. Just make sure you have it done in a timely manner.
Of course, Miss Peterson. Thank you so much. It wasn't easy, but Nicole set up an interview with Mr. Pavlovich and Mr. Chekhov. The next morning, I headed over to meet them in the neighborhood library. Hello, Mr. Pavlovich and Mr. Chekhov. A pleasure to meet you.
Ah, yes, but the pleasure is all mine, Miss Jean, even though you broke into my house last Saturday.
But like your lady, a pleasure, Miss Jean. Sorry about that, Mr. Pavlovich. A reporter's gonna do what a reporter's gonna do. Besides, I think your guard returned the favor. Let's get started, shall we? First question, for Mr. Pavlovich. Why did you make the bet in the first place?
I was young and reckless, thinking I was invincible. I thought poverty was nowhere in sight for me. I could do anything with my money, including spend it frivolously.
Well, you were definitely full of yourself, that's for sure. Now, the next question is from you, Mr. Chekhov. Why did you run away when you were only 5 hours away from $2 million? I do not value money the same way as I did when I was a young man in my 20s. I see how that money could nothing compare to dream. Ounce and nothing been tried by knowledge. See, very interesting. Now, Mr. Pavlovich, witnesses say you were there the night before the deadline. Why?
Well, I had some plans to take care of, Mr. Chekhov, if you understand what I mean.
Oh my, well, that certainly isn't the best idea you've had. Mr. Chekhov, how did staying in solitary confinement for 15 years affect your perspective on life? I became wise, wiser than many other men from this birth. I examined the minds of the greatest. I had realized the truth about the world and everything in it. Well, you certainly seem to think you have the world figured out. Mr. Pavlovich, how do you feel when the threat of bankruptcy, due to your feelings and state of mind, came upon you?
I was scared, terrified, even that I would become a beggar and a disgrace to my family name. I simply could not let that happen.
Well, you certainly had your reasons to be. Mr. Chekhov, why is it that you left only 5 hours before the bet was over and not earlier? As I said, money was worthless. Absolutely nonsensical. Only slips of paper and shards of metal. As for reading hours before and not earlier, it was a resemblance of something. A correspondence to the original date made. I was to say 5 years, but I reached it to 15. I was arrogant, young adult, and this is why I remember how so much I was. Wow, very interesting. Mr. Pavlovich, what were you thinking when you first read the letter? And Mr. Chekhov, how were you thinking when you wrote it?
Contempt with bits of regrets here and there. I resented myself for many reasons. I had kept him locked away from humanity and civilization, and was planning to kill him for my own pride. I had only thought of myself and my arrogance. Not to mention, his words were moving. They had meaning to them and raw emotions. He danced with words the way I never even bothered trying to do.
Well, to be honest with you, Miss Jean, I wasn't thinking, only feeling. I've let my emotions pour to the page, as broken pen spills ink. And so, I wrap up the interview. With fresh new ideas in mind and an article to write, I reach my apartment. By Tuesday, I have the article typed up and ready for publication. Edit. Readers drink up the story like cold lemonade on a hot day. In my excitement, I decided to call Nicole. But before I can, Nicole's already calling me.
Guess what?
But
We've got a new mystery to solve.